Hi, it's Lori with Positive Thanks Living. A few things today. I am going to show you this never-ending journal that I've begun. It's just a personal thing to put happy mail, things people have sent me or things that I've made in. And it's an accordion style. As you can see, I made a journal about going to the beach from Marissa at Sweet Pea Curiosity. She sent me a bunch of papers, digital papers to play with, so I did that. And I put things like sayings that I want to remember, learn by actually doing it. And this is something I sent away from Birgit Letter Cloud on Instagram and Etsy. She had shown these very beautiful layouts for stamps, and I just fell in love with them, the colors specifically. So she sent me what I ordered and a few extras, and yeah, I'm going to use them in my crafting. And it was fun getting an envelope from Germany with the stamps from Germany. So I put this in my little personal accordion never-ending journal, or ending when you feel like it journal. I did a layout with Kara Brandon's digital or Friday freebie. Where is it? I can't find it right now. So I put that in there. And then this was a blog post that I wrote recently about abiding in beautiful truths. You gotta decide what your beautiful truth is, and abide is you can explain it in the terms of acting in accordance with, as though it is true. So my own personal truths. So that's what I'm going to do today, is make a physical thing of the digital that I made. This was my first prototype, and it's okay. It wasn't great. But I found an image that I really liked. It was from a 1900s postcard. And so I printed it off with a label like that in the paper. This design is from the Graphics Fairy. So you can see here I made it digitally, and that's available on Positive Thanks Living if you want to download the 4x6 version. But I thought I'd do a little crafting together and make a physical one, see how I can do it so that it looks similar, make it unique but similar. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was playing with, this is tracing paper, and I was doing some watercoloring on it because I wanted, for the ocean themed journal, I wanted paper that looked like water. I thought, well, I might want other colors too. I had purchased a bunch of tubes, very inexpensive tubes of watercolor paint, and then separated them out. I'm reaching for the sheets that I did, so I took each color, and this here is watercolor paper, so it would show up nicely and I could see what colors I actually have and then play with them. So that's this stack. It's very simple. I'll link below to a video that I did that I showed what I did. But the water and the watercolor paint, they flow nicely on the tracing paper. And of course, tracing paper is by definition opaque, so you can see things through it. So I thought I'd use it on this card, even though it wasn't on the digital card. What I did was for each tube, I put the colors in this little thing. And the nice thing about watercolor in tubes, when you put it into the container, it dries completely, and that's okay, because when you put water back on, it reconstitutes. So this is a way that I can keep the color so it doesn't go out of my finger or anything, and refill them as I choose. But this size of watercolor tubes are going to last me the rest of my life, I have a feeling. Okay, to get down to, and I think I'm going to use this here because it goes with a similar, I'll use one of these stamps from Birgit, and from it'll go nicely, I believe, I hope. Okay, how are you doing? I want to say thank you and hello to all the subscribers. You're amazing. I'm honored that you subscribe and that you are interested in seeing what I can come up with. I'm happy to share what I've learned from other junk journalers and from experimenting myself. This is a wonderful craft. I find it very calming, and it can keep your attention so that your brain is not thinking about things that would distress you. So you can use all the different craft supplies and different skills you've learned along the way. Make use of them so that they're the investments you've made are reused or used again or made new. And to be very blunt here, what I'm doing, I'm tearing, I like the look of torn paper. This is Southworth linen paper. It's a cream color to begin with, and for me that's what I prefer. So what I'm going to do is try and mimic what I made digitally. So just to remind you, this is what I did digitally. So I'm going to tear this image so it fits across here. And I have some blue ink out to ink with, but I don't think I'm going to do that ink today. It's interesting. I go through times when I ink a lot, and then other times when I don't ink at all. Do you find yourself doing that at all? I don't know if I'm alone in that or not. Yeah, that works really well, I think. I hope I'm in frame. Still experimenting with this new blue mat. I had a black mat where I had marked out with washi tape where I should put my things to work on, and this mat, and the black mat got so filled with glue and guck that I couldn't make it clean anymore. So I decided I needed to invest in a new mat. And at first, the glass did disconcert me. And if you can tell, it does reflect. So, but it's definitely worth it for keeping things neat and tidy. I can wipe it down quickly. The glue, any glue or any paint or anything that goes on it, I can wipe it down very quickly, and it's perfectly clean. What kind of mat do you use, or just use your tabletop? I'm crafting in what would be our dining area in our apartment on a 4-foot folding table. And beside me I have our round dining table. It's a small table because we live in a small space. But this 4-foot folding table allows me to put everything back in boxes when we want to have a festive meal, a group of us. Yeah, not very few these last months, of course, because of the global pandemic, but we've still been able to spend time with our adult children and grandchildren. So when it's time to have a family meal, then I will pack everything, all my crafting stuff, in a box and use the table as a dining room table along with our round table. Now this statement, I was listening to a professor talk about his theories. He's a psychologist, and one of his statements that was similar to this just struck me about how when we believe in truths, beautiful truths in particular, we can impact our life regardless of what's happening on the outside. And that's so true in this time period. But first we have to decide what is a beautiful truth. And each of us will decide for ourselves, obviously, from our life experiences, from our faith backgrounds. So on positivethanksliving.com, where I write, I wrote a little post about it and gave some suggestions for what I would consider some beautiful truths. Rob and I are rewatching, Rob is my husband, we're rewatching the television show House. And House, sorry, I'll bring this over. House is a story, a set of episodes where the writers have he's an acerbic doctor. It's played by Hugh Laurie. And one of the truths he believes is that everybody lies. Whether that's true or not, whether that's your truth or my truth, is regardless. I wouldn't ever call it a beautiful truth. So it got us thinking about what we feel is what's a beautiful truth and how that can impact our lives for a greater purpose, a greater good. I want to put this down, I think. So that's where this saying comes from. It's funny when you read something or you hear something, how it impacts your thoughts. So, yeah, I think I like that. This image, I think I printed it just a tinge too big, but that's the way it is. Maybe if I take more off this side. Here. If we only saw half of it, what do you think? And then this went down here. So you could still see some of the image behind, and I could fold it in behind there. This can go down here. What do you think of that? Now, it's not exactly the way I made it in the digital version, but hey, who can do that, huh? Maybe this shouldn't be at the top. Maybe this needs to be here. Oh, yes, that's better, isn't it? That's much better. At the bottom. What do you think? Here. I also want to use one of these that Birgit sent. This color. Yeah, the middle one, I think. I'm getting quiet now because I'm thinking and I'm trying very hard not to tear this. Nope, I think I might do this one here, down here. Isn't that nice? You have so many choices with this. Stamp style. Might just leave the whole thing the way it is. Put it down here. And this one here. Nope. Let's try this one. Yes, that's better. So, and there, and here. What do you think of that? Or should this be up here? Maybe. This. Nope. This is too big, but I can't make it smaller. But I could take some of it off and only put part on. That I could do. Who knew that it would take this long to make this kind of decision? Not me. There. How's that? Yes, I like that now, finally. Save these for another experience. Okay, first we put this down. And I'm going to use some of this. Nope, I'm going to use the U-hoop, more narrow. The tracing paper is just children's quality of tracing paper, as are the watercolor tubes, so nothing expensive. And I also have some better quality, artist quality of tracing paper, and it actually will wrinkle more when it gets wet. So this is good for the purpose that I want it for. Making a journaling card. Here we go. I'll trim it off and work a little bit more interesting there. And this here, we'll take it off. We'll tear it off. Here. Do you tear your paper? From the time I started doing this junk journaling, which is now, let's see, it's been about, how long? I've been junk journaling since the fall of 2019. Playing with paper, making things with paper. started tearing things at that time. Let's be real here. It's because I find it difficult to make things completely straight, and a tear ruler works really well. And by rounding corners, if you happen to make things not quite straight enough, you can disguise it somewhat. Now I'm using art glitter glue here, and this glue is good. It most often won't make the paper curl. It is a water-based glue, and the hold is really, really good. You don't have a lot of time to play with the paper, so once it's adhered, it sticks down. But yeah, and it doesn't smell. I like it a lot. And the name of it is art glitter glue, but there is no glitter in this glue. It is the name of the company. I remember being a little confused when I began junk journaling, watching videos, and people talked about art glitter glue, and I thought to myself, what, you're putting glitter on your paper? No, there's no glitter. It's just the name of the company. Maybe we just put it up here. I keep moving this around because I can't find the exact spot that I like. Maybe it's here. I'm trying again, a new one. Lots to choose from, huh? There, maybe that one. Yeah, because I like how it curves down here. Okay, let's do this one. Go for it. Will do. And there we go. Okay. And that is a physical kind of version of the digital one that I created. It's okay. Anyhow, take care. It's Lori with Positive Thanks Living. I wish you a happy week.